And thanks for staying with us, everybody. Well, really, in recent years, the short-term rental market getting a lot of attention here in South Mississippi. Joining us with his insight on this issue, eAgent CEO Justin Allen. You were on a few months ago with me. We talked about this same subject. Has anything changed between then and now? I guess that was 10 months ago, a year ago?
Yeah, it's been a while. Thanks for having me. Yeah, for sure. I think, when we look back at over the last year, we are down. Down.
In terms of people staying on the coast, or people interested in investing in
I think probably both.
Oh.
But if you look at it from an occupancy point of view, we're down 30% from last year.
What do you attribute that to?
Well, it's two factors, really, because one, when you look at inflation, right, you have less people or more people have less money because of inflation. You've got, and we kind of polled some of our folks that have been staying with a lot of our rentals. We got about 150 we manage, and we have about, probably about 20% of we polled, and basically it looks like they have higher taxes, higher insurance, and their interest rates are paying more right now. So inflation, there's a lot of factors that people have less money, so then they go on vacation.
Mostly economic, then. It's not a lifestyle choice.
Yeah, that's half of it.
Now, when you say you said how many? 130?
About 150.
So about 150. So is that traditional kind of management company responsibilities? What do you do for these places?
No, it could be just as small as cleaning service and bookings, but a lot of times it's full service for a lot of the owners and investors, especially some out of town that are not managing it closely themselves here locally, right? And a lot of times you need somebody locally that have the kind of the pulse of the market and can get to a client or a guest that needs something right away, or something that happens or something like that.
What percentage, you just said out of town investors, what do you think the breakdown is on people from the coast, whether it could even be builders who are doing some of these spec places hoping to make money, or people who are investing hoping to make money? What's kind of the breakdown of people on the coast versus out of state who are trying to kind of get into this market?
You look at about a third of out of state investors that have purchased here. And the reason for that, about a year and a half ago, we had quite a lot of articles from a lot of online portals and like blog articles that are associating the Mississippi Gulf Coast as really a place where you can really make a lot of, or make, I don't say a lot of money, let's say make more money than other areas based on the affordability of the properties here.
Mm-hmm. So while they can make more money because they're paying less for the property, but they can't charge as much as you can in like a Destin at a weekly rate or a per night minimum 3-night rate or something like that.
True, but then there's more competition. So it's going to drive the price of the property up as well, just because there's more eyeballs on it, right? We're the secret coast for a reason, you know?
You know what? I think they should change that. I'd like to see.
You keep hearing that, right? So,
well, I've said it 20 times. I don't like Secret Coast.
Yeah.
Let's drop that one, but that's a subject for another day. Now, I'm seeing these, and I call them cluster developments on Highway 90, where they're kind of stacking these 4 sort of elevated homes on one lot. Yeah. Are those residences, or are those at short-term market?
Short-term.
They're all short-term.
Yeah. Well, I can't speak for every single one of them, but the majority of that I'm seeing now is going to be short-term.
Yeah. And are those kind of local owners or out-of-state people?
I think
are looking at those.
I think they're more out-of-state, and the reason for it is that they're seeing it that's an affordable option to be beachfront. I mean, where do you see beachfront homes that are under $500,000? I mean, you don't see them rarely. I mean, especially for this area.
Yeah,
right?
Well, you could come from Panama City across Destin, Pensacola, Gulf Shores, all the way here. You're not gonna find that.
No, not at that price. And then somebody had said, if we just only had blue water, I'm like, if we had blue water, we wouldn't have the prices we have.
Yeah, the price would go up.
For sure.
The bluer the water, the higher the sales price.
Yeah.
What about off of Highway 90, a little farther north, maybe along the bays, the bayous, the rivers, and places like that? Is there any interest in those areas?
Oh, for sure.
Or is it all about Front Beach?
No, it's not all about Front Beach. I mean, of course, the appreciation is going to be better the closer you get to the beach. But you see a lot of properties that are, we've got a property that's on the lake, a little small lake up on Highway 53 in Gulfport, that is just tons of occupancy there. It's always booked constantly because it's just kind of a unique property. So the more unique the property, I think the better. And sometimes you see one of those like little getaways, and people, they don't always have to be at the beach.
Yeah, and we have the big companies like Airbnb and Vrbo, but there are so many sites now out there online. How is that a kind of electronic connection being made? online connection being made.
Yeah, the vast majority of it's going to be online through the big portals. You see, VRBO and Airbnb are going to be the big two. But I think you started seeing a lot more, and I was mentioning this earlier, we're down 30%. I think half of it has to do with inflation, but the other half has to do with hotels really upping their game.
Yeah.
And then also see the kind of the return of, these timeshares.
Yeah.
Timeshares
are coming back?
I know. Well, when you think about a lot of Florida properties, if you buy into a timeshare, you can now go there for a lot cheaper, a lot of the amenities and a lot of those kind of things, and you can also stay at a timeshare, with all the amenities and not have to pay for it, just like a hotel.
Well, here we're almost out of time, and I think this is so important because the cities on the coast have a real patchwork sort of view on ordinances. Biloxi has something, but it's kind of weird. I don't think Gulfport and Long Beach really have anything in place, but they're missing the boat because they're behind the free market. This market is going and they don't have any ordinances. They could be collecting fees and taxes and making 1% here and 2% there. I don't understand why they're not upping their game.
Well, when you look at the portals automatically collect those fees and bring it back to the states.
Yeah, but Gulfport could put an extra two. South Walton County,
correct.
When I, one summer, short-term rented my condo over there in Destin, I had like 2 or 3% fees that were paying on different things to the county and city.
Yeah, and each municipality can do their own thing, but I think the more regulation, and I think there's a tight niche there between like regulation, so you can have like an application fee and inspection, which is something that's warranted, right?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure the property's safe.
So the city gets that money up front on the application fee.
Yeah.
Are these people, and I don't want you to throw anyone under the bus, and I'm not a big tax guy, but are these people who are short-term renting paying the proper taxes? Is that a concern?
When the guests are booking through VRBO and Airbnb, yes, that's automatic. But when they're doing direct bookings, it's really voluntary, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I think that's going to really, it comes down to if they're going to be here for the long term or not, the actual owners of the property. Because people that are doing that, they're kind of skating, what needs to happen. And when they do that, they're only going to be able to be in a downward spiral. They're not going to be here long term. They're just kind of make money in the short term, and they're not going to stay.
This is, I think, a very important subject, Justin. I hope you can be kind of our regular go-to guy on this because you know so much about it, and I appreciate you being with us today to talk about it.
Well, appreciate you having me, for sure.